What's going on, Jonathan? We need to talk.
I know we haven't been in touch.
Well, how's your shade doing, Casper?
Really? That's what you resort to?
I'm still convinced you voted for Trump.
What you two bozos don't know is that I ran a blanket and food drive for the Standing Rock protest. Meanwhile, Jokey, all you do is stay here, overstay your welcome, piss all over the seat like a 7-year-old. John, you're living off the tit of the government. I mean, for you two all to just be chastising me is just an abomination of an abomination.
I had no idea.
White guilt is a bastard. John, do you remember that time you dropped acid and wound up at the gas station?
When I dropped acid, I saw a portal open up in my shack, and there was light shining at the end of the portal, and it was very spiritual. And I remember I went walking to the corner store in my bathrobe to buy more wine, talking to trees. But then when it first hit, I was watching The Outer Limits, and I started becoming terrified of The Outer Limits, so I changed it to Masterpiece Theater and ended up laughing for half an hour when this guy fell off his bike, like uncontrollable laughter. And then what ended up blowing my mind the most that night was when I listened to that Styx song, Mr. Roboto, 10 times in a row.
I love that story, man. Sounds like such a blast.
I just didn't like coming down at all. It felt like there was battery acid melting in my DNA.
Back in the village, I used to eat nutmeg. Everybody else would puke it up, but I was always the master.
That's 'cause you're a Quaker native.
If the alternative is ignorant hick, I'm down with being called Quaker native or an even 8-ball native.
What's an 8-ball native?
A native who sags his pants and walks around with a torch instead of a lighter. He has a bunch of really bad tattoos, hangs out with full-blown alcoholics sipping high gravity and fist fighting in the front yard or down at the Elizabeth Piatrovich Native Park.
I saw so much go down that park. That place was my high school haunt. And memories, dude, memories.